Jerome, so nice to finally meet you.
Pleasure to meet you as well.
You guys are holding hands right now. I love this. You're so in love. We got to power through some tough questions about the finale and then get to the good stuff, which is talking about this amazing love you guys have.
Absolutely.
So last night was hard. I have to say, as a fan, it was one of the most intense breakups between you and Peter that I've ever seen on this show. And a lot of fans were watching it back and saying it seemed like your feelings at that time were even stronger for Peter than they were for Bryan. How do you respond to those fans?
I mean, I think it's hard when people say that because it's like you think you know, but you have no idea. Like, you really don't. And the emotion that you see coming from me is that there was a lot of push and pull, and to be honest with you, I felt a little bit of manipulation in there. And it triggered past emotions from like my past relationships. You hear me talk about my 5-year relationship a lot. The lack of commitment, you telling me that you wanted this future with me, but you didn't want to take the actions to have it. Like, that's what triggered those emotions in me.
What does manipulation mean? He was manipulating you?
I felt like there was a lot of push and pull. I felt like he was giving me just enough to keep me and string me along rather than being forthcoming with everything. And the thing is when I walked in, I knew what I was going to do, and I still kept getting that push and that pull. And so it was hard. Like, it was hard. And then at the same time, you know, like, I've never been good at goodbyes. Like, heartbreaks are hard, and I don't like hurting someone's feelings. So, like, you see that.
So when you walked in, you knew you were going to break up with Peter that night.
I did.
And how hard was that for you to watch? Because at the end, they exchange I love yous to each other at one point.
Yeah, I mean, I think there's a difference between I love you and I'm in love with you. And Rachel actually told me she was in love with me back in the fantasy suite. So I was confident throughout. And it was a stark contrast in that we never had any issues. I never needed her to cry for me to validate her feelings for me. You know, it was smooth sailing from night one, as you saw. And you know, just to watch that over with Peter, it was just frustrating to see her go through that. Exactly what she was talking about, that push-pull. You know, here you have somebody that, in me, that was totally forthright from day one, totally invested, totally committed, and then on the other end, you have this person who's, you know, back and forth, wishy-washy, doesn't really know what he wants, and, you know, it's tough to watch as a man.
Can I ask you, did you say I'm in love with you to Peter in the fantasy suites?
No. It was very important for me. I've been very upfront. You know, I felt strongly for my last 4, and I loved each of them in a different way. And with Bryan, he's the only one that I said I was in love with too. And I really wanted to reserve that language, that feeling for one person, and that was Bryan for me. And yes, that's a spoiler alert. I did tell him in the fantasy suite.
I love it. Well, we can spoil it all now. You guys have used the word frustrating a lot. Why was it so frustrating to see Peter last night? Were there things that you wanted him to say that he didn't say? Why was it so frustrating? He even said he felt attacked.
Yeah, I questioned him on how he felt attacked, and I don't know where that was coming from, and he couldn't really explain that either. So I don't know if he just threw that word out there, but he couldn't back it up. Frustrating for me, I think, to go back and be in that same place. I'm 3 months removed from that, and to watch it over and over again, and then for him to come out and, like, he really couldn't explain it. I don't know, it was frustrating to me, and then it's also frustrating to hear so many people, like, back that behavior up. That's what's frustrating to me. Like, they don't see the essence of Bryan and the love story that we have, and they're still fixated on the lack of commitment that Peter was showing. I don't get it.
Fans were saying that you were being a little too hard on Peter. What do you have to say to those people?
I mean, Peter can do no wrong. I wasn't hard, I was direct. I think I knew what I was going to say. I was watching it live with the audience for the first time. So watching it, I knew what I wanted to say to him, and I didn't hold back. Like, I didn't think I was hard on him. I was very direct.
Well, you were very direct about saying, I do not think you should do this show. You should not be the Bachelor, I guess is what you're saying, right? You don't think Peter should be the Bachelor?
I'm not talking about Bachelor. I just, you know, you have to take a leap of faith. And I struggled with that, and I thought that Peter and I had that similarity. I struggled with that on Nick's season. But I eventually let myself go because I knew what I wanted for myself. And I knew that coming into my season, I had to take that same leap of faith. And being in this process, in this journey, that's what it's about. You know, you take the leap of faith. He wasn't willing to do that. And so it's not that Peter's not a great guy and he's not sincere and genuine. It's just he takes his own pace, and that pace doesn't fit in this experience. And that's what I was saying.
So do you think Peter should be the Bachelor?
I've said Alex should be the next Bachelor.
Alex,
I've always
agree.
said that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember you told me, you're like, I don't want any of my Final Four being the Bachelor.
Yeah.
Okay.
I definitely think Alex.
Okay. And is that just because you don't think Peter is in for the process, or do you think he's angling to be the Bachelor?
I have no idea. Like, I have no idea what his motives are.
Okay. All right, well, I'm getting the wrap sign for you guys already, so let me just make sure I don't have any other super important questions for you, and hopefully I can ask you a few fun ones before you wrap. Do you think, I guess last question about Peter, do you think he was a different person last night than the guy that you got to know on the show?
I think you saw the essence of Peter in that breakup. I think people saw a different side of him that they still aren't willing to accept. I mean, the man told me I was going to have a mediocre life if I wasn't with him. And then apologized about it, you know? And I'm not. I'm having an amazing life. These last 3 months have been absolutely amazing.
Who says that?
Did that feel good to tell him I'm living my best life?
Oh, 100%. It felt great.
All right, we're just gonna ask you guys really quick, fun questions about you because I want to talk about you too. So let's show off that ring.
Oh,
that
yes.
ring. What is this? 3 carats here?
Yes, it is.
Oh, he did good.
I did good. I did very good.
So well.
He did good. I have to say for myself, you did good because I feel we're a little
look
bit
at that.
similar here.
Matchy-matchy.
That one's bigger. That one's bigger, Rachel. It's okay. How would you say that you guys' relationship is different today now versus that great night when you proposed?
I think we're just so mature. You know, our communication is off the charts. Our love for each other is off the charts. I think we're just both very, individually, we're mentally strong. So as far as all the negative forces on the outside, I think at this stage in our lives, I think we're the best equipped to handle those things.
And how are you guys going to make sure that you don't fall into some of those pitfalls of you're on the show, it's a rush, fame hits, a lot going on. How are you going to keep this relationship strong through all that?
I think communication is the key. I
Yeah.
mean, throughout the process, throughout the 3 months that we finished the show, FaceTime, calls, several times a day. I mean, we don't stop talking to each other. So I
FaceTime
think,
with
yeah, and we bring up, you know, all the tough topics.
Yeah, we talk about everything.
And also the light topics, but you know, we discuss everything. We don't leave. We put everything out on the table.
Very last question. You said that you had talked about maybe LA, Dallas, Miami. Is living in LA, is that maybe a thought of Dancing with the Stars factoring into you guys living there?
Oh, I haven't even begun to think about Dancing with the Stars. Like, we are just trying to, like,
Yeah.
be together.
Bring our lives together.
Yeah.
Any timeline on when you'll move in?
No.
No.
We have no idea. We're just
We're
trying
still
to come
mulling it
together.
over.
Okay, very quickly, I have presents for you. I feel like Jerome, you know, you found your home with Jerome. So for you, Jerome, Sweet Jerome is revealed. Jerome, Sweet Jerome is your home sweet home, and you get to have Jerome at last.
Oh, that's so cute.
You guys, it's
Thank
red,
you.
of course.
She got the little
Thank you.
V-neck.
And maybe will there be a little one for a kid? Have you guys talked to kids yet?
Maybe.
We do want kids.
Yeah.
I want 4.
She wants the 4th to be an accident. I want 3. I want 3.
I'm having 4.